From the heart of Europe to the world, this is RTI.
It certainly is on this gloriously sunny day. We have so much sun over... Well, actually, Petra said we've got summer back, and then she gets poorly. Poor Petra. Hello, Petra, if you're at home listening. Get well soon, darling. Thank you very much. But she was such a little brave girl today. She really was. She actually laid in her sick bed with her laptop, and she produced... Listen to this. She produced all of Saturday and all of Sunday's entertainment on the radio. What a lovely girl. Oh, you can't wish for better. And before I forget, officially, it is Martina's name day. Gratulem, Martina. That was my only bit of Slovak for the day. It's Mr. Banks over there in England.
Hello.
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 Hello, how are you?
I'm very well, how are you?
I'm very well, thank you. How are you?
I'm very well indeed, thank you. How are you and how's your belly off for spots?
I'm very... I've had spots on my belly.
Yeah.
Now and again.
Now and again. Big ones or boils?
Where are we going to go with this one?
Big ones or boils?
Oh. I like girly girls.
Yeah.
Manly men, but I hate boily boys.
What a good idea. And hello, Rachel, down in Melbourne.
Hello. Do you know what? You two
hello.
say hello. Hello. Hello.
Hello.
This is what you would imagine the first telephone call sounded like.
We are.
Hello.
We are.
You say hello. 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 Hello.
Have you ever done that?
Yeah, all the time.
Have you not ever done that to somebody? They bring up and you know that because of smartphones, you know it is, and you don't really want to talk to them. And you go, hello? And they're still talking to you. And just as they're in the middle of a word, hello? Hello? Hello?
Hello?
Hello? You there? Yeah, and you hear the phone go click. Then they call back and go, ha ha ha, I got you.
I had that on my back in the olden days when we had answering machines. I used to have that as my message.
Did you?
What, hello?
Yeah, so my tape would answer and I would say, hello? And they would say, hey, how you going? Like, hello? And then after a little while I'd go, oh, look, it's just the machine, you better leave a message.
Now, the other...
Here's a quick one about how messages could go wrong.
Go on then.
Yeah.
This only happened on Wednesday. You know how people in supermarkets tend to walk out into the roads in the car park without looking?
Yeah.
No? Yeah?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Anyway, so we're driving into the supermarket and two people, actually one of my very best friends, just walked out into the road. So I drove up behind him and started blowing my horn like a maniac and screaming out the window. And then I drove off laughing with Andrea laughing because it was our friends. Sparked up, and all of a sudden, he's hammering on the window, about to punch me face off.
Oh, good.
Then he realised it was me.
I see you still haven't paid for your internet bill then.
Well, I was on the internet now.
You sound like Donald Duck again.
No, I was doing a Donald Duck impersonation.
Ah, right. Okay. Anyway, we move on, boys and girls. We've got lots of news to get through and some quite interesting topics this week, it has to be said. We start off with a sad death. It's the passing of the world's first face transplant patient. She died of cancer, which was, they claim, was because of the very powerful anti-rejection drugs that she takes. And now that's causing me a panic because I had to take some of them once. And it's Isabelle Dinoir. And she was actually attacked by a dog, and this doctor had this bright idea of giving her a face transplant. It's do you know, the reason, this is a sad story, but on the other side of it, you think in our lifetimes what's happened and the amount of amazing medical moves that have happened. I mean, I'd have been dead by now. Rachel would be in the funny farm.
Oh yeah.
And you'd have been in the detox.
I'd be an alcoholic.
Yes, absolutely.
No, come on now, he'd be in the Smithsonian, we all know it.
Well, that's true, yes.
Now, this really is probably one of the saddest stories of the week, though, isn't it? When you think, not because of the fact, not because of what has happened to her particularly, but when you think she was a beautiful-looking woman who, at the age of 37, I think, was attacked by a dog and had her face eaten off.
Yeah.
And then since that time, she's gone through absolute hell. And actually, as the internet trolls will pride themselves on, she's been attacked for the way she looks and everything. Her life has been hell, and then to die in this tragic circumstances where the whole thing has been a waste of time. But she stood up for transplant.
No, it wasn't a waste of time because she had.
I'm saying, yeah.
She had. I mean, if they'd have tried to do any other form of reconstructive surgery, it would have looked abhorrent to most people. So, in some way, she had a long period of life, 11 years, where she could actually go out. And while somebody might have taken the mickey out of her, she wouldn't have been, with just ordinary reconstructive surgery, she wouldn't have got out the door.
No.
That what I was saying really was it's a tragic waste of her life and the hell that she's been through. But also what I was saying is that she actually became not only a pioneer or part of the pioneering of this surgery, but she actually became a vanguard, or somebody to be looked up to in having faced this surgery. But it's such a tragedy that she's gone through all that agony and pain.
I know, but I do admire her.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Wouldn't take anything away from her if I could give her life back.
Well,
you know what I found really interesting about what she said, that never actually occurred to me, but she said that when she was asked about the donor, she said it bothered her having somebody else's face, but only because she didn't want a family to have to receive their loved one without their face because it had gone to her.
Yep.
Yeah,
and that's an extraordinary attitude. It really is. It's really quite amazing. Yeah, it shows you how she managed to survive what she survived. With an attitude like that, you can just about do anything. But you know, you have you've got to draw the line with chemicals somewhere, I guess.
I suppose so. But the other thing is, Rach, I'm sure there's lots of people sitting at home right now listening to us. Why? I don't know. But you're lovely. And the truth
Being grateful not to have a look at our faces, or wager.
Very true. We've got great faces for radio. And the truth is, you might have something little that's wrong with you. You might have a slightly wobbly nose or a chin you don't like. But the fact is, don't moan about it, don't gripe about it. If a woman like this can get out there and do stuff, then you should be forced to do it. Come on, get out there, chaps. Don't feel sorry.
Celebrate your uniqueness. Celebrate the uniqueness. You know, celebrate all the funny bits about yourself. They make you you.
Rach.
I'm perfect, though. I've got nothing to celebrate.
Rach.
Well, that's what I suggested with the Smithsonian.
Rach. Rach.
Yes.
Rach. Rach.
Hello.
Yeah.
Right,
yes?
You know that song, The Laughing Policeman?
No.
Yeah.
You don't know it?
No, she's Australian. She's in Ausland.
But they had it down there where the man goes, ha, 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 ha.
Oh, yes.
Right. Now, if we did that song about my imperfections, we wouldn't have a 12-inch single. We wouldn't have an extended play album. We'd be past the level
of... a Guinness World Record is what we'd have. We'd have a record.
A record.
Yes.
Yes, absolutely. One of the last remaining Navajo code talkers has died at the age of 95. Joe Hostin was one of the guys that worked as a Marine in World War II. And as a Navajo code talker, the Japanese couldn't actually figure out what he was going on about. And I think this is amazing. Absolutely amazing. So hats off to all Native Americans everywhere. You have got something that Japan couldn't copy, beat or break. So you've got something very unique, guys.
I wonder if Bletchley Park could have done, though.
Well, I'm biased.
Buren was a clever fellow. He was a very clever fellow.
I'm biased. I would say
there were 300 of these Navajo people.
Navajo. Boy,
Navajo, Mancunian, you say Navajo.
Yeah, right.
No, we are literal. We take literally what is in front of us. Navajo.
That's a nice adjective. I
think that was quite good, really. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I'll live with that. Yeah, absolutely.
Anyway, there were 300 of them, and they helped beat the war effort there. Brilliant. And he's the last one.
Absolutely brilliant. Well done, guys, and thanks to the entire Navajo tribe that went out there helping out, because that was Navajo. This is the man that boasts every week. He's been everywhere, man, and he's talked to people around the world, man, and he can't say Navajo.
Yeah, but then maybe it's because I'm right and you're wrong. Just because you can't say J's, it's not. You don't have to change the whole language of the world.
Rach.
No, it's because Leigh's a writer, and he doesn't. Nobody, when they read his words and he's typing his words, all the letters count. You see, they aren't silent when he's typing them.
Oh.
See, us artistic types. You know,
yes, dear.
We need technical people like you, but us artistic types, we understand.
Right, okay. Anyway, we say thank you to the Navajo tribe en masse.
Absolutely.
The Great Wall of Calais is the way it's being headlined. And apparently Britain's going to build a 13-foot high wall in Calais to stop French resident migrants from coming across the channel.
Yeah,
and
2 miles long.
Yeah, and the UK taxpayers are going to have to spend £2 million for this.
What a load of rubbish.
This is all screaming of Donald Trump's Mexican Wall, you know. It's
absolutely
really rank, isn't it?
It's bonkers. I mean...
The thing is, it's bonkers because it's only 13 feet high. I could get over a 13-foot high wall if I was given a
I think even I could, given the right motivation. If you put a wagon wheel on the top of it, I'd be over that like a flash.
Absolutely. And it's only short, so you could just nip round the side.
Well, you just put your family on the shoulders of the biggest family member, and off they go.
Yeah, and then you haul the other one over.
The edge.
He's balmy.
And how's it going to stop people coming in? It's ridiculous. And the stupidity of it is just a grand, stupid, facile, empty, pointless gesture by the British who actually do not want to lose complete control of being in Europe. And how is it going to stop people
wait a minute. Whoa.
across?
I didn't get that bit. You said about Britain having control. Or did I mishear you?
No, I never said the word control.
Oh, sorry. I apologise.
You did, but I didn't mean to.
Oh, right.
You did.
You did. You did.
Don't stop trying to gaslight Uncle Eric. You said it.
Well, if
I don't mind him editing me.
Because, you see, I mean, the thing is, they're all in Calais, right? Well, why don't the hauliers just go to Zeebrugge instead of Calais?
That's the point. I don't understand any of this, really. The simple fact is, if you look at what's actually happening in Calais, it is getting more and more horrendous. And there's been a couple of good articles have gone out on various sites this week about what's going on there. It's absolutely horrendous.
No, wait a minute. Hold the water. What are the French doing about it?
Well, that was where I was going to go. Why are we having to spend 2 million of our own money to go and build them a garden wall? Let them build their own garden wall.
Well, I'm not being rude to France, but guys, what are you lot doing?
Nothing wrong with being rude to France.
Okay,
they've got their own problems.
Yeah, they have actually. And then you've got this other bloke. What was it? Sarkozy talking about doing all this stuff when he comes back. He hasn't even been elected yet, and he's already leaning on England.
Sarkozy's about as useful as a tea cosy.
He's crackers, that dude.
Got a bit of crackers with your tea, yeah. The Road Haulage Association, who it's apparently being built to protect, have said that this is an absolute scandalous waste of taxpayers' money. It's a sop to the French because we don't want to lose our connections with Europe entirely at the moment. It's like getting divorced but staying in the same house so you don't think you've really got divorced. We're just being ridiculous.
Honestly, I don't understand. And Rach, to help Rach with this, I mean, Calais is the main port between the UK and Europe at the moment. But there's another one just up the road called Zeebrugge, and lorries could go there. Now, it might add an hour to the journey, but compared to the roadblocks that they've got there at the moment, it would probably save them 4 hours by going to a different ferry port. And I don't understand.
Yeah, I don't understand it. And you see, I suggested last year, And it's not a stupid idea. There are 3 million empty houses on the Spanish Costa del Sol, right?
Yeah, stick them there.
Stick them there. They can go to work. They can be treated in a proper, humane way. Everybody would benefit. Spain would benefit. The people would benefit. Europe would benefit. England would benefit, and they could be properly controlled and found and treated in a proper, respectful way.
Trained for a new country.
Absolutely. I'm not saying that word again. This.
Oh, right, okay. Anyway, we move on because I think we've done that one to death. Good old Jeremy Thompson. I like Jeremy Thompson.
Who's he?
Oh, heathen.
Yeah, who's he?
Heatheness. Heatheness and heathen. Jeremy Thompson is retired from Sky News after 23 years. He didn't start off as a news anchor, but he's been there. He's just got this lovely, dry wit that is worth getting home for. He does the live...
Everything dries up.
Oh, dear, here we go again. But he's absolutely brilliant when it comes to sort of presidential elections and things, because he really knows what he's talking about. Oh,
I can't place him. I can't even picture him in
I
my
don't
head.
know who he is because your Sky News only comes on our cable service, which I no longer have, and it comes on in the middle of the night.
Ah, right.
So
you don't get...
Right in, ladies and gentlemen. Tell us who knows who this Jeremy Thompson is.
yeah,
Dear, oh, dear, oh, dear.
send us a picture. Because
Anyway, he's only
hang on,
retired.
I'm going to get on the Google machine and see what they say about him. Hang on.
Right. Well, anyway, Jeremy started at the Cambridge Evening News. Well, that's a thing called a newspaper, boys and girls.
Very good newspaper, actually. A very good regional newspaper. Then he moved on to Radio Sheffield,
Yes.
which is a very good radio station.
Actually, it was then.
Yeah. Then he went to Look North in Leeds.
Yeah.
Oh, I know him.
You
Sorry,
said...
I just saw a picture, and I'm like, I remember him
I'm going to have a look.
from getting up in the middle of the night.
There you go. You see, he kept you company in the middle of the night when you couldn't sleep.
He did.
Yeah. He also covered the first Gulf War in 1990 as well. And he's a wonderful fellow. But it all comes to a point where Jeremy's one of a number of...
I know who he is. I've Googled him. I know him.
Why am I having a flashback to when you lot take the mickey out of me when I go, I don't know that film, and then I do really, but I don't want to tell them. I didn't, and I don't.
Because when you don't know, it's more often than when we don't know.
Oh, I see. Anyway, on Sky News, not only is Jeremy off, but Eamon Holmes is retiring. I mean, that's sad. That is so
Who's
sad.
Yeah, he's married to a very attractive woman who he's very rude to all the time.
I know. Like you.
He actually is quite funny, you must admit.
Yeah, he is. He's like you. He's rude to his wife all the time. Me, I'm not.
I'm not rude to his wife. I've never even met his wife.
You're rude to your wife. And also leaving Sky News, Andrew Wilson, Lorna Dunkley, she's quite nice actually, and Samantha Simons as well. Oh, well.
Why are they all leaving?
Well, because it's kind of weird, really.
They've got the broom through to wait for the fresh new fluffy, shiny journos.
No, I think the truth is that Sky News, people think of Sky News as being there forever. It hasn't been. And these guys all joined it right at the beginning when there was a lot of jokes about Sky News, and some of them were actually valid.
Yeah.
And they were valid. But today it is a proper news agency in its own right. And these guys have been there for, 20 plus years, 10 plus years.
So they're being get rid of because of their age?
No, they're due to retire.
Well, yeah, but people in their position, like journalists, don't retire, do they? They just carry on. Eamon Holmes is not even 60. The others, I'm not sure what their ages are, but they're very young.
No,
there
but
is an ageist policy within television.
Yeah, there is, yes. There is at the moment. Yeah. But Eamon Holmes will still be on television. I bet you any money Jeremy Thompson will turn up on television somewhere again.
I think so.
Very, very quickly. And it's
also got a good payoff.
I don't know. You have to ask him. Because I don't know.
Interesting.
But what I do find quite entertaining is you'll find that people, younger people who move from Sky, you think, where's that person gone? And then you Google it and go, oh, that's where they are. They're on the BBC or they're on ITV or Channel 4 these days. And they move around the networks. And it's nice to see that, because Sky News have brought out some really, given people who are really good at their job, some amazing breaks that they wouldn't get otherwise from the BBC or ITV. But that's just the way it works, I suppose. The UK and Australia, they're talking behind the EU's back.
Isn't this interesting?
Look, I don't like to point out how smart I am, because it makes others feel bad about themselves. But our Brexit show that we did,
yes,
I said to the both of you and all our lovely listeners, I said, this opens the door for trade talks between Australia and the United Kingdom.
Oh,
because
yes, she did.
The EU, I did.
Yeah, she did.
When the whole EU thing was going on, Australia was shoved aside by the United Kingdom. And now we can sneak back in, because guess what? You guys will have to talk to us now, which makes it very interesting. But I did say this was going to happen.
You did.
And it turned out I was correct.
The lady is not for turning.
Right. No, the lady is not for turning. She's a very good journalist.
She is.
Thank you so very much. It's a very interesting story, though, isn't it, Uncle Leigh? This could bring home lots of new things to roost.
Well, it's a funny thing, and in a way, I'm not sure how much Australia is crowing at the situation and doing exactly what you've done, doing We Told You So, because they've magnanimously offered to loan Australian experts to the UK to help us negotiate with them. How patronising can you be?
Well,
nice.
Given that, I think, we feel like, we're because we all know, and I say it every single time I can, we are a convict nation. So we're a bunch of thieves, and it only stands to reason that, karmically speaking, we have to start giving things rather than taking them. And we get back to the motherland. I think that's a nice thing to do. But it is nice. You don't have any experts, apparently. You don't have a single expert, and we have to lend you ours. Isn't that nice?
He's right.
And it's like a kangaroo court, isn't it? Where your experts will come across and tell us what we've got to do in these talks. I can't believe that Australia has got this patronising attitude towards us. And what they're saying, it's an ambitious and comprehensive deal we're looking at.
Rach. We have a representative thing here.
Not me.
We have a representation here. The representative for the United Kingdom is Mr. Leigh Banks. Yeah. Would Australia negotiate with him?
If I had a book against the wall, yeah.
No, you would not. Yeah. They would not negotiate.
Only if it's that 13-foot wall.
Yeah, probably so. So I think you're probably right to lend them a few people, Rach. Thank you.
Well, I just think, I mean, whichever way they've put it really badly here, but whatever way it goes around, I don't think this is a bad thing for anybody. I think any opportunity to open trade between two nations like ours is a great idea, and it doesn't matter who's giving what to whom and how. If there's a deal that can be made that's beneficial, then yay.
Yeah, absolutely. I want to spend a couple of minutes just congratulating people now, boys and girls, because I think this is just so fabulous as well, and very inspirational. And every Slovak, including Martina sitting in the office, is going to kill me now with my appalling pronunciation. The first one's rather easy. Veronica.
Don't help him.
Vadovichkova. There you go. I think I got that right.
Good.
That wasn't bad for me. Veronica Vadovichkova of Slovakia was the first person to actually receive a Paralympics gold medal. It wasn't the first competition to be completed, but she was the first person to receive the gold medal, and she won that for the 10-metre air pistol. Blimey!
Slovaks always
rifle, not pistol.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. She did rifle, didn't she? Yeah, she did pistols before. Yeah. But they are
Slovaks always do well in the shooting.
Well, that's probably because they have gun clubs here, well-organised gun clubs.
I know.
Okay.
And there are proper ranges with proper people who will coach you, tell you how to do it safely, help you, yada, yada, yada. And they are fabulous ranges. They are really good. They're very, very good.
You don't want to go shooting with an improper person.
No, that's really not a very good idea. And the second one I want to pay tribute to. So well done to Gratulem, Veronica, gratulem. Dame Sarah Story has become Britain's most successful female Paralympian ever, winning her 12th gold medal. Her 12th gold medal. And what we're talking about here, guys, think about it. We're talking about paraplegic people who will not give up. They will not lay down and go, oh, well, he's me, just because I've got a bunged up nose. They keep fighting. And we need more people in this world to turn it back to positive.
You know what? This reminds me of a little bit of a story, and I'll keep it really short. I've got a dear friend who lives in Adelaide, and his name's Dale Elliott, and he is a comedian, and he's also a motivational speaker, and he's a bunch of stuff. But he used to be a pilot, and he had a motorcycle accident. A dog ran in front of him, and he swerved to miss the dog, came off his bike and severed his spine or cord. So now he is a paraplegic. But he's also he was also a skydiver, and he completed not long ago the first solo skydive for a person who hasn't got their legs. They made him a special harness so his legs wouldn't dangle all over the place and he would get injured. But he did that by himself. But he also wrote a book, which I wrote the foreword to, I've got to say, which is quite nice. But he's also a comedian, but he calls himself the Australia's only sit-down stand-up comedian.
Oh, brilliant! What a! Now
this is a guy who could have easily just, jumped off a bridge or whatever and just ended it all. But he said, no. You know what? This is just the beginning for me in a different way. So absolutely. I agree with you, Uncle Eric.
Yeah, absolutely. I think these guys are, and if you get a chance to see it on the TV, even if he's only on the TV, just watch these people and give them some support, because they do. And I'm sorry to the normal Olympians, but I think these guys go the extra kilometre when competing, because they just have those things holding them back, but they won't stop. They flipping will not stop.
Able-bodied Olympians are terrific.
Yep.
But this is just exceptional, really. And I reckon you sort of look at the guys who can. I mean, they're disabled guys. The guys who can run on those blades, and even these wheelchair athletes, like this lovely Dame Sarah Story. She could run faster than me.
Yeah.
Easy.
Well, easy outrun me.
She said a good thing, which sort of encapsulates everything that we've just been saying. She said, you can never underestimate anyone on the other side of the track.
Absolutely right.
Yeah.
We're virtually at the end of part one, so I've got to do a couple of quick thank yous again. Thank you so much to Dave Rhodes for dropping me right in it again.
Thanks, Dave. That's always a hoot.
Yeah, thanks,
Dave.
And apparently, when he's feeling a little bit better, he's apparently going to join us on the show one day, so that you two can quiz him about me.
Oh, that's just the best thing I've ever heard ever. Pandora's box from Poprad. I love it.
Oh, right. And then he goes and posts pictures of me line dancing on the interweb as well.
I know.
Oh,
it's
dear.
not a line. That isn't a line.
No, that's not a line at all.
No.
I also want to thank Paul Rustling, who emails us from time to time, for sending over his new book. And it's kind of like Laser 558, the radio ship, unplugged, and gets rid of all the myths and all the you know those stories that you get everywhere, the clandestine type stories. Well, Paul,
urban legends.
Yeah, those legends and myths. Paul tells you the truth the way it is, including documentation, and it's a real history of the stations that were on the MV communicator. If you can find it anywhere, I'm sure it'll be on an e-shop somewhere. Just look up or look on Facebook, Paul Rustling Laser, and you'll find him. It's a very, very... I don't read books. I just don't understand them. But I actually sat and read pages.
You know what words are.
Oh, that's true. We've got to take a commercial break, boys and girls. We'll be back in a couple of ticks' time. Do not go away.
From the heart of Europe to the world, this is RTI.
This is an appeal that I simply wish I didn't have to make. In this day and age, how is it possible that 1,400 children will die today from dirty water? That children like Elodie have to drink dirty water from rivers and swamps, risking their lives. Right now, you can help save a child's life. Text the word water to 70080 to give WaterAid £3. WaterAid has the expertise to install pipes, pumps and taps that will bring clean water to children at risk. They just need your support. In the next minute, dirty water will kill another child like Elodie. So please, don't wait to save a child's life. Text WATER to 70080 now to give WaterAid £3. Thank you.
If your dream holiday is 2 hours from the UK, perfect for children and teenagers, young couples and the older visitor, ideal for the physically active and for those who just want to unwind, Aqua City is the destination for you. Described by the Travel Channel as the place that will soon be on everybody's lips, be ahead of the crowd and the envy of your friends, but still enjoy a home from home. Come to Aqua City Poprad, the world's leading green resort.
From the heart of Europe to the world, RTI.
Welcome back to part 2 of Postcard from Poprad with me, Eric Wiltsher, Leigh Banks over there in the UK, and the lovely Rachel Brunsden in Melbourne. I keep saying down, but it's not really down because we're up and down. Yeah, because we're down.
It's down.
Yeah, we're down.
The ups and downs of the world. Hey?
This is true. I've saved
It's a very bipolar thing.
Yeah, very good. That was very good.
Thank you.
You're
I've been
welcome. I bet you have. I saved this one for part 2 because I'm probably going to throw my toys out the pram with this story. On this very day, Theresa May, the new Prime Minister of the UK, is about to change the law allowing new generation of what they used to be known as grammar schools from appearing...
Oh dear, oh dear.
Oh, he's off.
Oh dear, oh dear.
He's off. He's off. The numpties amongst them all will say, oh, it's not fair. I shouldn't be tested when I'm 11. It's not right. You shouldn't have these poor children made to do tests and grammar and adding up without taking their socks off and then not giving them the right of all the other people. Do what?
Oh, dear.
Excuse me. I am now going to say something.
Are you?
Which I don't normally do on this radio station.
No,
I don't think I've ever done it anywhere before in public. And the fact is, you used to take an exam called the 11 Plus when you were 11 years old, Rach. And if you passed it, you went to grammar school. If you failed, you went to what was called the secondary modern school.
But there was a middle tier. There was a middle tier. Don't forget the middle tier.
What was that then?
I've forgotten, but there was one.
Was there?
Yeah, there was. Because it was a great joke at the time because everybody wanted to... What was the middle tier? Mine, in actual fact, believe it or not, this is going to be a grand revelation to Eric. I actually went, after taking my 11 Plus, to technical college. Honestly.
You went to a tech college?
I went to a tech college.
Yeah,
and that was the middle ground, but I don't know what it was called. And
no, I don't. But anyway, so there I am, as an 11-year-old kid... with my father sitting there, as the headmaster says, and these are your results. Eric has failed the 11 Plus. Now, I'm listening to this, right? And he says to my father, Dennis, why don't you try and get him a job booked now in the local factory, the car factory, sweeping up? Yeah. And I looked at him, and
what an inspirational leader.
Yeah, and if looks could kill... he'd have been dead. So I went off to secondary modern school. Since then, I have received 7, and I say again, 7 City and Guilds, 2 with honours for all sorts of technical things. I then took a degree in marketing, which I also passed, which means I can now have F-Inst SMM behind my name, which I don't use either because I don't see the point. And yet I failed the 11 Plus. It don't mean nothing.
Well, it does, because you don't understand books.
Well, I don't want to.
It actually, may I just pass some information on to the glorious listeners? There were 3 tiers, and actually I was right. There was the grammar school, the technical school, and the secondary modern. And I inexplicably made it to technical college, which was a stupid place to send me.
Because you're technically illiterate.
Hey?
You're technically illiterate.
I'm technically, yes. And I learned nothing there because they wanted me to do technical drawing. I wanted to be an artist, so I ended up doing technical drawing. They made me do sport. They made me do metalwork. They made me do woodwork.
Good.
We had to mend cars.
Good.
What a load of rubbish.
So Uncle Eric didn't understand books, and Uncle Leigh doesn't understand the machines that make books.
Correct.
I'm way ahead of you, and you're quite right. What a ridiculous system of education to be thinking about reintroducing. The problem with the British education system...
There's nothing wrong with it.
Of course there is. If every man and his dog can go to university basically to fund the government, then why bring in this education system which starts to highlight the differences between people and show who...
The fact is that had I gone to grammar school, I'd have been rather like you in reverse. I'd have been a square peg in a round hole.
Instead of being a round peg in a square hole.
That's the one. And, some of the things that I learned at the secondary school, I have to say it wasn't because it was secondary school or grammar school or any other school. It was because the teaching standards that there were in that school
were low. Terrible.
Very high.
Really?
Very high. I mean,
I learned
you two completely abuse me for being a cultural heathen all the time.
That's because you are.
Only because you are, yeah.
No, excuse me.
If you weren't, we wouldn't do it.
Excuse me.
We're honest people.
Excuse me.
We really are.
Excuse me. I'm running out of breath. Have either of you...
I'm allowing you space to hang yourself. Carry on.
Have either of you two got a qualification in music?
I have a qualification in law.
I have one.
A qualification in music or law?
Music.
What's your qualification in music?
That doesn't mean you're not a troglodyte.
No. And I had to... I didn't have to learn...
What's a chocolate dyke?
Troglodyte. It's a good song. Good song, that, the Troglodytes. And I wanted to learn the piano with this music teacher because she was very inspirational. She also introduced...
She had big boobs, didn't she?
No, I think you could be right there. She also introduced me from classical music over to the joy of jazz, which I'm still a jazz fan now. And and I played in a jazz band in the smoky clubs in North London because
I think the right teacher could inspire you to do anything.
Sorry?
What did you play?
Bass.
Bass?
Well,
that's got 3 strings and you go boom, 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 boom.
Yeah,
right. 4, thank you very much. Now who's a troglodyte?
Thank you very much indeed, Rachel. I thank you very much.
That's all right.
Yes. And by the way, Leigh, the treble clef means the little squirrely bit is up the top, not down the bottom like a pound sign.
Oh, but then you got air lip.
So what I'm saying
he's not a trumpeter. He's not a trumpeter.
What I'm saying is, all this ridiculous breath wasted on, we shouldn't call it that school, we shouldn't have this one, it undermines the people that didn't pass the test, yada yada. It has nothing to do with that. It has a whole lot to do with the people that are actually educating, coaching, not teaching, educating and coaching the young people of today. Because if you teach them, you get nothing. If you educate and coach, you get bucketfuls. And that's where they're all stupidly wrong. And we can't have sports day anymore because somebody has to come second, and that's not fair. Ridiculous.
You don't get a ribbon for tying your shoes. You shouldn't get a ribbon for tying your shoes.
Of course
and just
not.
rocking up.
No.
I'm really anti that. I'm really anti this whole, soft helicopter parenting kind of business where every child will get a prize just for participating and so they don't feel excluded. Where's that give them a sense of, competing for things and fair play
when they go
all
to
that
work,
sort of stuff.
When they go to work, they have to compete. It's a fact.
I think what it is, it boils down to a simple equation, and that's the fact that the class system in Britain still exists, and the school system reflected entirely the the class system of the country. And what the whole focus was, that you had to scramble to get to grammar school to go to university. Now you don't have to do that. You just have to breathe and be able to walk at the same time. Then you can go to university, and then you can get yourself £40,000 in debt and keep the country going for the rest of your life.
They're doing it wrong in Australia too, Uncle Leigh. I've got to tell you, they are doing it wrong here too. Beth is a perfect example. She is going to be going back to university, or back to study next year. She finished school last year. She's going to study next year, and she's going to be doing a Bachelor of Social Work. Mm-hmm. And she graduated year 12, which is the last year of high school here, and the subjects that she chose to get into university do not qualify her to get into university in Victoria. They only qualify her to get into university in Queensland. She has to retake another whole test like a GCSE. It's crazy.
Absolutely crazy, yeah.
Hang on, I've got it just before we go. Let's. We've got an email from John. Hello, John, who wishes to have a plug for his company. You're having a laugh, but thanks for the email anyway. No, I'm not giving you a free plug.
I'm sure it's a great company, whatever it is.
Yeah, I'm sure it's wonderful. Anyway, John failed his 11 plus, just like me apparently. That's what he wrote. But now he's the managing director of his own company, turning over £3 million a year. Secondary modern school didn't hurt him.
Well done, John.
Yeah, well done, mate.
Straw poll. What qualifications do we all have? I will hold my hand up and say I have 1 O level to my name.
Oh.
And that's in English. That's the only thing. I blagged my way into journalism. I blagged my way into editorships. Now they can't do me for it because it's all in the past. But I have 1 O level to my name, and I got that because I spelt my name right.
Right. Oh dear.
Why? What's wrong with that?
Well, no, because I don't like doing all... I find people that boast about qualifications incredibly boring, especially when you go into their office and they go...
I only boasted about one.
No, I'm not criticising you whatsoever. The exact opposite. You know, you go into some offices and you've got this big thing up there, and it's a big sort of pretend parchment document. Yeah. Because it's not real, it's just paper with dyed, and it says, "Oh, I'm qualified as XYZ for picking wasps out of a windowsill, and therefore I'm a genius." And I find that really obnoxious. I can't see the point. I don't understand why. And no offence to anybody who's got a university degree. Good luck to you if you have.
Picking out. Yeah.
But I don't understand why somebody who's taken a university degree just thinks, and there are people that have said this to me, they believe they should earn more money than somebody without a degree because they've got a degree. No,
of course you shouldn't.
No.
And actually, people are... No, but the thing is, people are realising that in the UK now. People who have university degrees are ending up working in fast food restaurants and working in shops. They become shop girls and shop boys.
Yes.
And that's where it is. So we're overqualified as a country because they don't have the jobs for us.
No, not overqualified. Not overqualified, Leigh. Incorrectly qualified.
Well, he said, yeah, but it depends. How many people have taken a media degree,
God knows,
and passed it, and then end up working at McDonald's?
The famous thing to do in Australia, if you don't know what you want to do, but your parents are making you go to university, is to do a Bachelor of Arts. Yeah, because exactly. You will do a big waffle for about 3 years. You're qualified to do nothing.
Mm-hmm.
But
a drawing.
I will.
But it's one of those things that, yeah, exactly. It's yeah.
I will concede, if you take a university degree and pass, it does show that you can stick at something. I will accept that. Absolutely.
But it doesn't, though, does it?
It means you can stick there for 3 years, and whatever the syllabus is...
Let's not diminish university education, no. Let's not diminish it. It takes... You have to work in order to accomplish it, right? So... You know, there is some work required to get the piece of paper. I don't know how much work or what your methods are or whatever, but a lot of people go to university and work very, very hard for their degree.
Yes, they do.
So we can't diminish the value of working.
As I said a few years ago, and I think it was on this programme actually, because we researched something before, and I don't remember what it was, but the facts have stayed in my mind forever, that there was more people taking photographic degrees in the UK than job opportunities in the whole of the EU. Now, that just doesn't make sense.
And let me point out, this person will absolutely remain nameless, but I know of one person who actually downloaded all his coursework off the internet. Didn't actually bother to rewrite it, just slapped it in, and guess what? He got an ology.
Go on, Bennett. But anyway, that's a long way off where we were in the beginning. I think it's right to have a bit of competition. I do believe it's the right thing to, if you're not of that academic level, go to somewhere where you can be hands-on and learn a skill, learn a trade. Because I'll tell you what...
Both of us went to the wrong schools under that system.
Well, kind of. But the fact is that these days, and my father used to say it to me when I was kicking the traces as a young person, I hang my head in shame, he said, one day, Eric, all this will come in handy for you. And I went, yeah.
You're a horse.
I thought, yeah. And do you know what? He was right. Because I could. My entire job is based on the skills I took to get my City and Guilds. Simple.
Yeah, exactly. City and Guilds. What a good thing. I became qualified in journalism, and in my journalistic qualifications, I was qualified in law, local government, design, English, all sorts of things. My qualifications came after I left school. School was the biggest waste of time in my life.
There you go. Another waste of time. That was a good cliche link in which Rachel was going to slap me in Cyberville 4. We're about to go to the iPhone 7.
Well, I
think it's great. The only thing I don't like about this new phone are these funny little ear thingies that I think is kind of stupid.
Well,
I really do. They're these, the little earbuds you put in your ear.
Leigh, I better put this in.
The AirPod.
I better put this in Mackies for the Mac listeners, the Apple people. It's the AirPod that plugs into the Lightning port. I've never seen one go up in flames, but it's a USB port.
It is.
Yeah.
But people are going to lose them.
Of course they are.
All the time. I wouldn't, because I've got obsessive compulsive disorder and my rituals won't let me lose things. But that's another show.
That's the oldest virgin in Australia.
And I'll tell you what, they were telling. I was looking at the pricing this morning, and I did print it off before I came. Well, Martina printed it off, and I forgot to bring it in. I stopped. Yeah. If you look at the pricing, you can buy an Android phone for typically £150 less.
Yeah, but they're not.
What?
They're not good phones. They're not good.
Excuse me?
The Apple is the best phone. That's why you pay more for it.
Will your Apple phone talk to my PC?
I don't care. It's not in the same room. They don't even like each other. Why would they talk to each other?
Will it talk to my tablet? No.
I'm talking to you on it right now. I'm talking to you on my Apple phone. Have been doing for the last 12 months.
I know you have actually. You've been doing. This is galling. This is galling.
It's going to taste like vinegar.
This is really going to taste like vinegar. The other week we had an interview about golf. Do you remember?
Yes.
We did.
Yes.
Do you know
Faldos.
Yeah, the Faldo series. Yeah.
Yes.
Do you know what it was recorded on, Rach?
An Apple.
No.
An Apple iPhone.
It was.
Hey.
Because I do actually...
They've got nice speakers. You can hear me very well, can't you?
Yes. And I do actually possess an iPhone. I can't remember which number it is. It's either a 3 or 4, which I never ever use. But one thing it can do is give me decent quality audio in my pocket.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, but my phone, I don't know what it is. I have a phone that's got windows on it. It's like an old country cottage with windows. And that records perfectly as well.
You've got a Windows
phone.
phone.
Microslop. You know what? I'm not talking to you.
Why?
I'm not talking to you on my fancy headphones with my fancy radio broadcasting mic.
No.
Because my Microslop on my stupid laptop does all sorts of weird things, and it keeps giving me fatal errors, etc., etc. So I have to now do it on my magnificent iPhone. which I love, and I will buy all of the iPhone 7s, all of them, and I will sit all of them all around me and turn them on all at once because I think they're just marvellous.
Well, I kind of agree with one of the commentators about the launch of the iPhone 7, which I did actually sit and watch all last night, the streaming live Dewberry. It was very... where do Apple get their renter crowd from? Oh, it's
all their employees.
Oh, it's horrible.
You sat there and watched the launch of a phone on telly.
Yeah.
That he doesn't like.
No.
That you don't like.
But you see...
Why would you sit there and watch the launch of a phone on
because
telly?
I was a tech journalist for so long, I have to do that.
Gosh almighty.
How do people write about things if they can't study the product?
Become journalists.
Well, that's what I was doing.
Yeah, and then you just make it up.
Yeah. You just make it up afterwards.
Exactly.
But I do agree with Stephen Ebbett, who said it's truly a Marmite move, and I think that's what Apple phones are. You either love them or
Marmite, delicious. It's delicious.
Hey, 159 quid for a pair of headphones.
It's bonkers.
That's the point.
I don't think is very smart. I think that's silly. But the actual phone itself, I'm going to buy lots of them and tile my roof with them. It's brilliant.
Oh. What?
I love them.
Oh.
I've never had a lick of trouble with an Apple product ever. Not one single glitch. I'm one of those lucky people that got an Apple iPhone at the very beginning, and I have never had trouble. I didn't even have an iPhone 4 because my 3 lasted such a long time. I went past the 4, and then I had to get the 5 because we got a new plan and they gave us a new handset, and I didn't want to use it, but I did anyway, and I've still got that phone. I've had 2 iPhones, 2, and my iPad I got in 2012. No troubles with it at all, not ever.
Martina loves her iPad. She's always using it.
It's great. I've got a mini, Uncle Eric, and it fits in my little hands just perfectly.
I know. You know what it is? I know what Apple is now. It's a girly product.
No, not really.
All the
Are
fellas
you calling us girly?
Well, you are girlies.
You called us girlies.
What do you think? My Windows phone's very manly, isn't it? It's a very manly thing.
It is. It's a very business-like phone, yours.
Yeah, and it will last forever because it doesn't work.
Thank you for making my point for me.
It does work. It's just you. But anyway, whether you like them, love them, or hate them, doesn't really matter. It's coming out. It's going to cost an arm and a leg, and it'll have exactly the same problems as before. And the one part...
No problems. In other words, no problems, because I don't have any problems.
Right.
There are no problems. Don't listen to him. It's propaganda.
Let's
Thanks for the people at Apple are now going to send me a free phone.
You're right.
Hello.
Yeah.
Hello.
Yes, Leigh. I've got one question.
Go on then.
And this applies to people who spend vast amounts of money on in-car stereo systems as well. Because one of the launch things that Apple were going on about last night was the stereo speakers in the handset. There's one at the top and one at the bottom. Now, correct me if I'm wrong with my physics here, boys and girls, but to actually appreciate properly the stereo effect of those speakers, because they're not Dolby 5.1 surround soundy things like the big ones you have in your house. They are tiny little speakers. And albeit they might be very nice, but the only way you're going to get true stereo from these speakers is with your nose pressed hard against the screen so you can't see the pictures you're looking at. So what's the point?
Yeah, but maybe you're not. I don't look at... you said this on Facebook, and I thought you've been sampling the local mushrooms or something, because who does that? I sit at work with my iPhone, love it, sit at work with it, play my music through it all day long. Not once do I look at the stupid screen because I'm playing music.
I agree, but they were saying you can watch movies in stereo now. No, you won't. Because the only way you could do that is, and it's the same when people are in car, they go, oh, the stereo separation on this is wonderful. Excuse me, you're either sitting on the left or the right of the car. The radio's in the middle point is about where the gear stick is, so you've got to rest your chin on the gear stick to actually get the sound proper, by which time you've crashed the car anyway.
No, you balance it properly. You balance it a little bit over to the left.
No, that's just cheating. That's not doing it properly.
I'll tell you what.
Oh, goodness. Well, listen to you, Miss Havisham.
Yes.
the best stereo separation I have in the whole of my whole life is the sound system in my 22-year-old Discovery. The sound system in that is incredible, and it's as old as the car. It's wonderful. It's like a big disco, which is why it's called a disco.
Right. Yes.
Is this about the sound separation between what's coming out of somebody's mouth and what's coming out of their backside?
Well, that's the other thing. This is another one I don't understand. We do a talk show, and one day, he's not with us anymore, thank goodness, a boss of a radio station said, "Eric, your program's not in stereo." Right. What is the problem then? Well, it's not in stereo.
Yeah.
Yes. Have I not looked in the mirror lately? Have I now got two mouths, one either side of my face?
Yes, exactly.
I'm in mono anyway. It's what we do.
It's talking, people. It's talking.
Even when somebody sings, it's in mono. They've only got one mouth. You can't do stereo like that.
It's what it's broadcast in. That's what one must... I mean, really? So, yes, that was a silly thing for that person to say.
Let's ban stereo.
Well...
Let's. Oh, hang on.
No, I don't know, because they'll all throw their toys out the pram, Leigh.
Who will? All these radio people?
The people that are now complaining there's only mono on the new digital circuits in the UK.
Is that what it is? Is that really? I think that's disgusting.
Oh, my Lord above.
I mean, it was Uncle Leigh's token phrase of the day, and now replaced by, "What a load of rubbish!"
Yeah, exactly. It's just about enough time, only just, to say to Rachel, "Hey, have you unpacked yet?"
Have you?
Yes, completely unpacked. Loving my new vacuum cleaner, gotta tell you. And no internet yet, but my iPhone is doing the job. So.
I knew that was coming. It was like one of those girls in the boxing ring holding up the sign. Here we go, round 3. Thank you. What about you, Leigh? All right?
What? Yeah, I'm fine. What are you asking me?
Well, I just wondered, you haven't mentioned that the pretend Bentley is broken down recently.
Yeah, well, he hasn't broken down recently, no. But what I can tell people, if anybody wants to buy the world's most haunted house, get in touch with me.
You're not selling up.
Oh.
We might be.
Oh, no, we've just been through the renos. You've got to... No, you can't.
No, you can't do that. No, it's not allowed.
Can you wait till I get over to England to tear things up and then sell it? Can you wait?
Well, yeah, probably will actually. No, it's just we had it valued, and I was so surprised at the valuation. I said, "Put it on the market now."
It's not going to get the market money. Time to say goodbye, Rach.
Goodbye, Rach.
Thank you, and for you, Leigh.
Bye-bye, everybody. Bye-bye.
I love the sooty and sweep thing. That's it from Postcard from Poprad for another week. Same time, same channel, same place next week. Thank you so much for your company. Have a good week. Till next week, because that's what it's all about.
From the heart of Europe to the world, this is RTI.